This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so let me go with introduction basic. My name is Vishal. I have the experience from synthesis to sign off. So I cannot reveal my company name and the complete experience due to some of my own restrictions. Okay, and I may be able to handle your batch completely. Okay, I'm not sure, but based on the availability, I might be able to handle. Okay, so first question, let me ask, why did you choose VLSI? Frank answers I require. I'm friendly only. I'm not going to be scolding or anything like that. Frank answer, why did you choose VLSI? Is it like you are electronics engineer or you want money based or electronics based? Which one do you prefer? Oh, sorry. Both. 50-50. Okay. There is no 50-50 here. When it's a money minded, it's purely money minded. I'll be frank enough. I have chose this field initially majorly because of money. And somewhere, as I'm an electronics engineer, I do want to go into my core field. So previously, I worked in initially after completing my engineering, I used to do is like a PCB designing everything, but it's not into my part. So I have choose this electronics. One of my friends suggested me. So that is why I chose this. So what about you? How many of you are experienced? Everyone is fresher? Experience.
I'm 17 batch person.
Okay.
Currently, I'm working in the non-technical.
Okay.
16th batch password.
Hello.
Yeah, hello. Okay,
I'm
so
2020 batch and I'm doing my master's currently in USA. So I
great.
just wanted to upskill my skills.
Okay, that's good.
Mhm.
So as you are doing masters, I think so you have one good knowledge in knowing about the little bit of VLSI domain. Like you will be studying something like CAD, analog designing, right?
Yes. Yeah, I've
Right.
done the design part, but not the physical design. So I was
Okay.
into circuit design.
Okay, that's good. So first, let me go with very basic. What is a transistor? What is a transistor? Okay, let me not that basic. I'll ask like, what is IC? Don't tell me integrated chip. Apart from that, what is IC?
I see
Combinations of transistors.
billions of transistors connected together for a specific application.
Perfect. So the definition which he gave, I'll be making it as for the definition of ASIC. Okay, any application specific, if we are designing a chip, we will be terming it as ASIC. So basically, we are going to be also doing is like ASIC. Okay, so first IC. So when we are talking about IC, as one of our friends said, that is like millions of gates or thousands of gates. Sorry, present transistors present inside one particular smaller area, right? So for example, we are carrying our phones. In that particular phone, just assume what is the purpose, how many gates will be there. Let's take one module, camera module itself. Inside camera module itself, for processing, for storing, all that it has to be performing, capturing pixels, everything it has to follow. So according to that, based on again frequency, it's going to be playing over there, right? So based on all this only, we are going to be developing this particular IC. Okay, so initially, again I'm going little bit of basic. What is combinational cell and what is combinational circuit and sequential circuit?
Sequential based on clock, and combinational doesn't have a clock. It is independent of clock.
Right. So independent of clock and dependent of clock, that is the difference. So this gates, we are going to be commonly using it like AND gate, OR gate, XOR, XNOR, NAND, NOR, like that, all that particular gates we are going to be commonly using. That means, should I develop this particular gates which are globally used into one particular specific? If I develop them, I can use them, right? I can buy them and I can use it. Yes. So this circuit designing, or let's say like standard cell, will be calling all these basic gates of combinational and sequential cell, which is globally used. We will be terming it as standard cells. Okay. In our terminology, we'll be terming it as standard cells. And similarly, for storing, what is the storage devices you will use? RAM, ROM, now SDD, right? So based on the transistor changes, they have developed one by one faster processing, right? SDD. So this again, these are also globally I can use it. Yes. So that means for company to company, there will be small modifications with respect to this RAM, ROMs, internal changes only. Okay. The company, they will try to sell them with some restrictions. Okay, that we will be calling it as macros. Macros are your bigger building blocks of your chips. Okay, that is your RAM, ROM. PLL also is a frequency divider, right? So that PLL is also globally used. So we will also try to create or buy them. We'll be terming them as macros. So all that which make my work simpler, I will be terming it as chip. Okay, IC. For gate, there will be one particular. For yes, right, we have used in our engineering. For AND gate, one chip. For OR gate, one chip. Like that, we have used different. So based on the number of transistors present inside that particular chip, we have different terminologies. What are those? Small scale, medium scale, large, and very large. So now after that, ULSI, UVLSI, like that, it's going on developing. Okay, based on the number of transistors present inside it. So SSI, MSI, okay. Now globally, we'll just term our industry is VLSI industry, but actually it's beyond that. It has out there. VLSI is like with lakhs of transistors, right? Now it's gone beyond that lakhs of transistors. We have gone upgraded to more number of transistors, but still we term them as VLSI. Okay, because it is a globally known term. Because every time we will keep on updating our number of transistors, the terminology difference, the company, I cannot change its default name, right? So that's why we kept it as VLSI itself. Okay. So now in here we have, when we come to, okay, I'll just go directly to VLSI flow, or let's keep it like ASIC flow. For developing our particular chip, we will be using flow called as ASIC flow. But in one more term, it is also called as SOC flow. When we are telling ASIC, it is application specific, right? But when I come for SOC, what is SOC? System on chip. Perfect. So when we are telling system on chip, what is the difference between ASIC and system on chip?
SOC contain SOC devices, processors, RAMs are inbuilt, sir.
Correct. So I can
SOC.
say is like, in simple terms, multiple ASICs together, can I say system on chip? Yes. Again, it's also
Yes.
for a particular purpose only. but it has advancement is like multiple applications are integrated into one particular motherboard. Okay, that I'm going to be terming it as SoC. So there are two levels of engineers now, SoC engineer and ASIC level engineer. SoC engineer means your top level engineer, okay, who will be highly experienced, and he has a very good knowledge from RTL to sign off. Okay, if there is any modification to be done or how it has to be developed, if you ask him, he will give you in a fraction of seconds. Okay, that is SoC. And next is ASIC level, that is V, block level engineers. Okay, so complete chip level will be handled by SoC and block levels will be handled by ASIC. That means each and every specific information which I want to develop, I will be handling it. Okay, so now if I want to develop, let's say a chip, what should I get first? What is the information I need? Specifications. Okay, so let's keep it simple. Like when you buy a phone, what do you first look into it? What specifications you will look? Processor. As we boys are gamers, so processors will be looked into.
Cams,
RAM,
camera,
camera pixels. Next,
RAM.
storage,
and memory. Right, and also we also look for the battery backup. Right, major is like battery backup. And also nowadays the inches of the phone is getting increased, but we are still going backward. If I get a smaller inch phone, that will be very happy, right? But we'll discuss why that inches are getting increased and everything. Okay, so but when we are going with respect to the inches increase, your power heating of the device is getting reduced and battery backup also is getting increased, right? So those are the reasons. Now, when we tell about the specifications, the major three terms which we observed is like your processor, and next is your, when I tell processor, that is your operating frequency of the device, and next is battery backup, and the next one is area of the phone, whether I can carry it or not, right? So these are the major three terms. So whenever you develop any chip, these three terms you have to be useful. Okay, and okay, I'll just give it based on the timing, power and area, you are going to be that is, I'll just get his idea or specifications. Initial flow of the initial step of the ASIC. Now, after getting the idea, what should I do? I have given you the specifications. After that, what you will try to do? You will filter them, and after filtering, you will search for the reviews, and after reviews, you will buy one phone, asking your friends again, correct? But coming here, that means based on the specifications which I provide, I should be converting that idea to an implementable knowledge, correct? Only then I can be able to perform it, right? That is buying, that part is different. Now I want to develop it. For example, you all have your own houses, might be, right? Or let's say you have ideology about getting constructed. What you will try to do when you go to a civil engineer, based on that area, you will give what is your expectation. And what he will do immediately based on your idea? Planning, correct? Will just create a plan and he will give it to you. So here also I have to plan based on the idea, how can I develop it? What all rooms I require? I'll be telling here as rooms as modules. Okay, so as we're telling phone, right? Camera. Next is speaker. Next is audio, mic, everything I need to keep into that particular phone. So that related specifications I need to put it. And how much power that particular modules is going to be handling, how much time it will take, everything I should only provide, right? Yes. So for that, initially there will be a term called as application engineer. Okay, sorry, SOC engineer, my bad. Okay, architectural engineer or SOC engineer will be playing a role there, and he is going to be converting your idea to your flow chart. That means a pictorial representation of your idea. Okay, design or idea. That means what you will try to do, you whenever you buy any chip, or let's say any documentation of the chip, what you will try to get, some square shape design, and inside that it will be showing you the information, ADC controller, DAC controller, next is like pins information. So like that you will be getting, next is like clocking information. You will be getting all this information inside this, and below that you will be having is like power information, correct, up to what max to max, and also the frequency information. He will try to give the below chart, and also the pins information, which pins is used for what and how that particular data to be propagated. So the architectural designer is going to be helping us to create this type of flow chart. He is the biggest pillar of your design. Okay. Architecture design. Okay, that means converting your idea to your implemented knowledge. Now, based on this particular division, yeah, anyone have doubts?
No, sir.
Okay. So based on the ideas, I have converted it. Now from this particular conversion of flowchart, I will be able to get to know how many modules I need to use it, and how many engineers might be required also I will be getting a knowledge. Yes. So that also I will be going in 2 to 3 iterations. I will confirm how many engineers I need based on the criticality of the project, or let's say the deadline. I will be recruiting the engineers, and he is the main person who is going to be suggesting. You have to report him. See, I need more engineers. When I'm a PD lead, I will tell that in this deadline, I will not be able to complete it. I need a separate engineer for so and so purpose. Only then I can be able to close it. So like that, we need to get the approval from him. Only then we can be able to get it done. Okay. He will decide what will be the cost of the project. Everything he is deciding. Based on that only, we are going to be processing. Okay, next. After architectural design, I got the ideas. Now the modules information, which modules I have to use, I know. Now whom help I have to take? Who will be developing these modules? RTL designers. I need a coded format first, right? Flowchart, after that behavioral model I require. So behavioral model is developed by RTL designers. Okay, in RTL designers, they will try to develop this .v, .vhdl, .sv, in any of the format they will try to do, and we will try to use them accordingly. Okay, next, I have written the code. After writing the code, what should I do? Verification. System here, functional verification. Sorry? Okay, the next step I'll do is functional verification. That means whether, now what verification I should do? What type of verification should I do?
Whether it is producing correct output or not.
Correct. That means the RTL code which I have written is whether it is following the idea which I have provided or not. Okay, only functionality wise I'm checking it, but not with respect to timing, power or area. I'm not going to check it. Only the functionality checks will be done in this functional verification stage. Okay, next, after now RTL code is verified. Now what should I do next? Synthesis. But before going into synthesis, I'll tell you one more stage that is called as DFT. Yeah, design for testability. Okay, DFT, design for testability. But again, before going into that, I will add one more stage. The code which I have written, sometimes what it will happen, as I'm writing it, manual errors will be like combinational loops, which is like infinite loops, right? Combinational loops are infinite. I cannot be able to solve them. If I implement it physically, I cannot be able to solve them. So I have to check them. And if there are any syntax errors, also have to check them, right? So there will be one RTL sign off, or let's keep it like handoff stage. In this RTL sign off, they will try to use linting tool. Okay, linting is a process to verify your syntax. Okay, for the verification of the syntax, they will try to use this linting. After linting, they will try to use one more. There will be 3 to 4 parallel stages. Next is CDC. CDC means clogged domain crossing. I'll explain about this later, but just keep it like clogged domain crossing stage will be also there. And next is CLP, power conformal low power. Okay, linting is used for checking of your syntax, and also if that particular code can be converted to its equivalent gate or not. Okay, so that will be checked in the linting. And next is CDC, that is clogged domain crossing. And next is CLP, conformal low power. So in conformal low power, I will be taking care of what? From the term, can I say like, what can we say? Power consumption. Okay, to reduce the power consumption techniques. Earlier we used to get, right, heating of the devices. Why? Battery backup is more, the processing is more, but still what happened? My cell is getting heated. The reason is because its equivalent low power consumption techniques is not developed, and also the leakage power which we are telling, the heating of the device, right, that is not taken care. Okay, as my processing speed is increasing, that means my transfer rate is increasing. As my transfer rate is increasing, the leakage will be more. That means the heating will be more. And for its heating, I need to do what? Add some extra logic to resolve it, right? Cooling system I have to develop. So that's why as your frequency is getting increased and your technology node is getting reduced, the heating is getting more. That's why you're getting is like more inches. Okay, that is the internal part of your design. So in here CLP, I'll be taking care of only is low power techniques, or let's say power consumption, power reduction techniques I'll try to use here. Okay, CLP is conformal low power or low power techniques I will try to develop over here. Now, so I was talking about CDC. Okay, in CLP I'll touch few things and after that I'll go for CDC. So for example, your network, I'll just talk about your network itself. In your phone, network adapter is there, right? So when you enable internet data, your battery backup will be less or more compared to when it is off.
Yes.
Less. Why? What's happening internally? The reason is because when you enable the data, what will happen? I need more power to capture the frequency, right? Only when I use it for calling, I just need low power to get that particular calling frequency. But we enable the data, I need more working of it. That means the power to that particular module, I should increase it. So that I can be able to use it over here by using this particular CLP. The voltage variations also I can be able to control. And let's say about camera module. So when you're talking about camera module, do you want it to be always on? No, right? Only when I turn on that particular camera application, I want that particular module to be on. Other than that, it has to be turned off. Right? I will be using again a reduction technique, switching off that particular power domain. So let's keep it like the clock domain, camera domain for few minutes. Okay, so based on my requirement to turn off the particular power or to turn off that particular change the voltage level, we are going to be using this particular power reduction techniques. Okay, so now what is in your laptop? You all know about hibernate mode, right? So what is the purpose of that hibernate mode? What it will do? Yeah, you all use laptops, na? Hibernate mode, what it will do? Okay, what is sleep mode is going?
Running the
Yeah,
application in the background.
so with low power techniques, whatever the data I have here, it will be there as it is, and it will be using less power rather than the real working. In hibernate mode, what it will do is it will further reduce the power consumption. It will restore that particular data as it is by storing all your information into that particular cache memory. It will look like your device is turned off. Okay, and it will be passing only the power to that particular cache memory. Okay, for it to be working. But sleep mode will make it only that particular functionality to be turned off for a few minutes till you reopen. Okay, but power will be passed to all that particular devices in your laptop. Okay, so in hibernate mode, it might be working for 6 hours, but in sleep mode, it will be only for 3 hours. So like that, it will be having a variation. Okay, these are all the types of power reduction techniques. Okay, and the next is CDC. So now, as I said, like power on and off. Now, for working of one particular module, let's say like camera module, I need is lower frequency or higher frequency compared to when I open and gaming, low processing is required, right? But when it goes to the highest pixels, I require is like more operating frequency. So that means from camera module, that particular data will be passed where, as I have clicked that particular picture, where it will be going next? Storing, right? As soon as I click the picture, it will be going to my storage device. That means storage device will use the same frequency as the camera, or will it be different? It will be different, right? So now, as there are different, but my data is getting passed from one module to another module, right? And this particular, as there are of different frequencies, now can I term like they can be asynchronous or synchronous clocks? Now the question, what is asynchronous clock and what is synchronous clock? Multitasking. Yeah, multitasking is different. My question is, what is asynchronous clock?
It doesn't have a constant frequency.
No. Clocks means a constant frequency will be maintained. There will be no change. So when you're talking about asynchronous or synchronous clock, just think about only one major term is there are two different clocks first. Clock 1, clock 2. Okay. Now the second term majorly is like phase difference. The rising edge, the falling edge, right? The phase difference. If they are in the same phase, okay, that means this clock 1 and clock 2, if it is generated from the same PLL, okay, then we will be terming it as synchronous clocks. Okay, the phase difference will be seen. So let's say like 120 hertz. Nowadays it's like megahertz, gigahertz is going on. Hertz is like gone. Okay, 120 megahertz and it will be 240 megahertz. Okay, frequency difference can be, but phase difference will be same. I can be able to match it. But similarly, when clock 1 is generated from one PLL and clock 2 is generated from another PLL, will the phase difference be same? No, right? Then we will be terming these two clocks as asynchronous clocks. Okay, asynchronous clocks. Now, the reason why I have taken this term is the data between the synchronous clocks, I can be able to map it. Okay, as there are phase differences same, the data. Okay, I know exactly at what time it is going to be captured or at what time it is going to be launched. I can be able to predict. But when it comes to asynchronous flops, will I be able to do that? No, right? Immediate rise, immediate fall might be there. Clock 1, immediate rise. Clock 2, immediate rise will be there. So what happens? I will be only getting shorter interval. Correct? Parallel worlds. It's like parallel worlds. Now, when it is parallel worlds, what will happen? My data capturing will be bad, right? Some wrong data will be captured, not complete data will be captured. Now, for this particular case, when it is having asynchronous clock data, or let's say asynchronous clock working, it will be like your module 1, module 2, clock 1, clock 2. It will be working like this. When this clock 1 and clock 2 is having a difference, let's say asynchronous clocks, then the CDC team should help me to get that particular data stored or passed properly, okay, by converting it, or let's say mapping it with respect to the clock 2 domain. Okay, each clock is called as one clock domain. Okay, similarly, when it's working based on the power, right, one power domain, voltage. Okay, so clock 1, clock 2, there are two different domains. When there are clock 1 and clock 2 is asynchronous to each other, I need the help of the CDC team. Now what this CDC team is doing? Mapping. So when we are telling about mapping, what exactly I should use? Synchronizer. When you are going in a slow phase, what I'll try to tell you, array sync fast. That is what I'll use, right? So here also we will use a term called as synchronizer cell. Okay, this CDC team is going to be inserting the synchronizer. Which synchronizer to be used? They are going to be deciding. Okay, there will be 1-bit synchronizer, there will be double bit synchronizer, or nowadays it is like FIFO. The most commonly used is FIFO based synchronizers are getting developed. Okay, between these two clock domains, I will insert one FIFO to map that particular data and clock with respect to the second module. Okay, this is what the CDC team should work in. Only rule. Clear for everyone so far? No. So we are developing ASICs, right? Now this is completely ASIC flow. There will be one more. This I will tell it later, but I'll just keep a note over here. RTL integration. Okay, there will be one more stage, integration, which again rolls back. That I will tell you. But right now, just keep it like RTL integration. It is for your complete chip. Let's see. SOC. Okay, during the SOC flow, this RTL integration plays a role. Okay, RTL sign off is done. Next, synthesis, DFT comes. Okay, the next stage is DFT, designed for testability. But synthesis and, okay, there will be two ways of telling, three ways of telling, I can say. DFT, synthesis, synthesis, DFT, DFT parallel with synthesis. Okay, anything is correct. Okay, either way it is correct. So DFT and synthesis. DFT is handled by separate engineer, synthesis is handled by separate engineer. Okay, and here I'll add one more slide, timing. Okay, in few cases we are telling, right, frequency, the working frequency of the design of that particular module. Sometimes a separate engineer will be assigned to develop that particular operating conditions, frequency, timing conditions. Okay, and sometimes the RTL designer itself will be working on the timing as well. Along with Verilog development, he will also, or let's say he should also be responsible for your timing. If you are having any timing related queries, he should be able to help you, because he knows, right, from which particular logic to which logic it is connected, how much time it might take. He will give you an idea. Okay, that's why he will develop it sometimes. Clear? Now DFT. Now what DFT is going to do? Testing our design. So for testing of our design, if I'm having 1 lakh of cell count or 1 million of cell count, now what should I do? Will I be able to test it in an easier way? Yes or no? 1 lakh cell count or 1 million cell count if I'm having, testing will be easy or critical?
Difficult, sir.
Difficult, right? So,
Yes.
and also one more thing, as DFT is used for testing purpose, the flip-flops which I have should be a scannable flip-flop. Okay, so now what is a flip-flop? As I said, it is working based on the frequency. Generally, how many pins does a D flip-flop will have? How many pins does a D flip-flop will be having? As I said, D flip-flop, I'll just write
4.
first is D, and there will be one output, clock. As it is working based on the frequency, clock. This is a basic D flip-flop. Okay. If I want to clear the data inside this D flip-flop, what should I have? Reset or clear pin should be there, right? So one more advancement, reset or clear. So this is one default one cell D clock Q bar, that also will be there. With respect to this 4 pins, one flip-flop will be designed. With respect to this reset clear, one more cell will be designed. Okay. Now I want to test the functionality of this D flip-flop. Now what should I have? D is for functionality purpose, right? Only the real data you are going to be passing it. When I want to test this particular flip-flop, I have extra 2 pins. That is your scan pins. SI and SC pins will be there. Okay, scan enable and scan input. So these are the pins which you are going to be using in the DFT, not the D pin. D pin will not be used. So that means D pin RTL designer is going to give you all the connectivity related information. When it comes to the connectivity information and the working of this SC connectivity, the DFT person is going to be developing it. Okay, that means updating the RTL code with respect to okay, adding of, let's say, like extra logic in DFT. First they will try to do is in the existing RTL code, I'll try to add this extra logic for the testability. That is scan module I will try to develop, or scan controller module I will try to develop. Okay, and its connectivity information also I will try to share it. Okay, so first I'll write down DFT. So develop inserting scan modules and connectivity. Okay, inserting scan modules and connectivity information in the existing RTL code. That I will try to develop first. Once it is developed, what should I do? The role of DFT engineer is done? No. Okay, they will be working at each and every stage. Okay, from now on at synthesis level, they will be helping you parallelly. In your PD flow, that is your backend where you are converting it into physical format, they will be helping you. Okay, level by level, they are going to be helping you to get that particular design verified. Okay, so based on the type of your design, or let's say based on the code they are trying to insert, it will be, there are different codes we know, right? LBIST, MBIST, test stuck at 0, stuck at 1, JTAG, all that we have heard somewhere in engineering. Okay, those codes they will try to verify it. They will run their flows to test it. Okay, so testing flow will be executed. Okay, and we are telling the connectivity of this particular scan input pins, right? So that we will be terming it as scan chains. Okay, scan chains will be inserted over here. Okay, the DFT role is to update your existing RTL code, and along with this the testing flow and also the scan chains. Okay, this 3 will be done. Starting looks a little boring, but when it goes to PD, it will be little interesting. Okay, next comes the part of synthesis. In synthesis, what we are doing? Perfect. Converting of your behavioral code. Yeah, sorry, go ahead. Someone is trying to tell.
Sir, what is the use of scan enable scan, sir, in D flip flop? Before you tell.
Okay, it is used for the testing purpose. So they will be having two modes for your flip flop, basically. Okay, the two modes is, one mode is functional purpose and the second mode is testing purpose. Functional mode means real values. Okay, and testing mode means based on the test vectors which I have developed, faster I'll get to check it. Okay, data will be processed faster, right, when you give real values. But when I go for testing, do I need to pass it fast or slow? Testing means I need to do it slow, right? Only then I can be able to find it, right? So this SI
Okay,
pins
sir.
will get that particular data from the test vectors, which we will pass it through external pins only. Okay, so D pins
Okay,
has
sir.
a different and SI pins is different.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so for testing purpose, SI will be used and SC pin will try to tell that particular flip flop to use it for testing purpose or for working in the functionality purpose. If SC is 0, then it is a functional flip flop. If SC equal to 1, it is a scannable flip flop.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so now when SC is equal to 1, DFT people is going to be helping you. Okay, the DFT constraints we can tell, those will be used. Now coming to synthesis, as I said, the behavioral code, that is your initial RTL code, will be converted to gate level netlist. Right? So when we are telling RTL code is converted to gate level netlist, what exactly happening? Why do I need to convert it? Without converting, can I proceed forward? No.
No, sir.
No.
Right? So as I said in the previous starting, I have discussed, right? Analog designers, standard cells and macros that are already physically implemented. That means I know its shape, area, and also the internal structuring information I will be able to get to know, right? Similarly, only I want to do that for my design. That means by using those particular cells, which is developed by analog designers and macro designers, I will try to use them in my design and I will try to perform the design structure. Okay, so that's why I will be converting that particular RTL code to a gate level netlist. Okay, I will be able to know the symbolic representation and also the shape and size information of the cells. But behavioral code, I will not be able to get any information. Okay. Now, as we are talking about cells, from input to output, it will be taking time, right? How much power it is required, that information I need. In behavioral code, can I get that information? Power information is not known, timing information is not known, and also the area information is not known when you use behavioral code. But when you use the cells which is developed already, will I get this three information? Yes. So this gate level netlist is developed by using those particular information and the timing information we are telling, right? That will be shared to you through the file formats. Different files will be there. Okay, by using that particular file, we are going to be loading it. Okay, so once we complete this flow, we will discuss about the inputs as well. Okay, gate level netlist. So, and this particular netlist is a technology dependent netlist. Okay, this particular netlist will be a technology dependent. That means the inputs which you are providing, right? Technology to technology, you have to update the files again and again. There will be a variation. Okay, next. Timing. So timing means we have, as discussed earlier, DFT is going to be using is scannable connectivity, right? And for the functionality, we are going to be using as D-based connectivity, D-pin based connectivity. And also for testing purpose, I need is what? The frequency should be high or low. Low frequency, right? So when you are having the frequency difference, separate timing constraints file has to be developed. For functional and for testing, there will be different timing constraints file. Okay, functional and scan. Okay, like that we have different modes. Based on this, we are telling like mode, func mode, scan mode, like that controller mode, your sleep mode, hibernate mode. So based on that, the frequency is getting changed, right? So those frequencies will be provided through this particular timing constraints file. That is your SDC file. Okay, so we'll see everything slowly. Clear so far? Anyone having any confusions? So I haven't touched in detail about synthesis flow, and also the timing constraints I haven't touched, because timing everything is a huge topic. I'm not going to touch that. Synthesis flow also we'll try to see that. We'll complete off the basic ASIC flow, and after that one by one what is required we'll try to see. Okay, so DFT, synthesis and timing. After that what we will try to do? Physical design. Okay, we'll try to perform physical design, and next is sign off. Next is chip getting manufactured. After chip manufacturing, will I give directly to the customer?
No, sir. Testing.
Test. That testing will be terming it as post silicon validation. And next is customer. If it is successful, I'll be passing it to the customer. Okay, so in sign off, we will be testing for, or let's say we will be checking for timing, power, and density. These three will be checked. Okay, and it comes to density, metal density, and area density will be checked. Clear? Like that, we have multiple sign offs, but I have written only few. Here so far, this is your complete ASIC flow in just brief. So in physical design is our flow right now. Okay, where we are converting that particular logical file information. That means your gate level netlist, which you get a file information, to a physical implemented design. Okay, you're going to be converting that file to a chip format. Okay, the designs is going to be developing. Clear for everyone so far?
Some noise is occurring, sir.
Okay. If anyone is unmuted, please mute yourself. Okay, thank you. Okay, everyone is clear? Any questions, any confusions? Now, let's see, what is your role now? You have got your basic idea about the complete ASIC flow, right? How many of you think that, "Arey yaar, I'm worried, I don't know anything"? How many of you are worried? Or let's keep it simple. How many of you are good in Verilog coding? How many of you are good in analyzing? If you get any error, will be able to debug and solve it or make the work simpler. How many of you think which is you can do it? And debugging and fixing it, that also is not possible. Okay, when you get any error in your phone, what you will try to do first? Restart. That is a debug, right? And the second thing is like I'm getting a blue screen in my laptop. What we will do next? One is like restart, I'll try. If it doesn't work, what should I do next?
Reset in safe mode.
Try it in a safe mode. Okay, we have one major website, right? Google. Google karunga, why I'm getting a black screen or a blue screen, right? So that is called as debug. I don't want anything depth in it. Okay, don't worry about anything. Here in this level of course, you will try to learn it from the basics itself. Analog, digital, basics of coding, and also your complete analysis of your PD will be done. Okay, don't lose your confidence. That's what I'm trying to tell. If anyone is worried about what all I took, don't get worried. Okay, you will be initially working with respect to one flow. Okay, so later on you can develop your own flow. Okay, that I can assure if you follow your own guidelines. That means we go in one profile, okay, to make it faster, or let's say to make everyone understand. Along with that, until and unless, as I said, right, Google. If you don't do that, you won't learn new things. Okay, so don't worry about anything. We will be touching every part. Okay, now from this level, okay, this ASIC flow is majorly divided into two parts, or let's say two ends, front end and back end. Okay, front end people is going to be working purely on the logical entity. Okay, they will be taking more time. I'm not frightening you, but it's a real case. You should be also be prepared. Okay, IT means what? Sleepless nights. Okay, we are in a term called as IT hardware. Okay, we belong to IT hardware. So front end, they will be taking more time to get that particular code developed. If they develop it in a good way, only then I can be able to implement, right? So the front end designers are your logical entity. That means up to this particular stage, we will be terming it as front end. Okay, and this DFT synthesis timing is the interface. Okay, between your front end and back end. Sorry, synthesis and timing will be your interface between the front end and back end. Okay, DFT also belongs to front end only. Okay, but few can say it as a back end also. There is no wrong with that, because as they are working in multiple stages, we can also term them as back end also. There is no wrong. And from physical design, it will be purely back end. That means we are going to be physically working. let's keep it simple, like we are the civil engineers. We will be working in AC. Okay, the real civil engineers will be working in hot suns. We will be working in ACs. Okay, this is the only difference between them and us. So you have opted as what? Back-end engineer or front-end engineer? Back-end engineers. You will be getting is like shorter duration. Okay, the flow is very good. Mostly everything is automated. Okay, but you have to make it like more accuracy level. Okay, that's why I asked initially. Analyzing, debug. This is what I require here. When you go to industry, this is what major role. Where do I get this error? What is the reason? How to solve it? That is what I majorly focus here as a PD engineer or any backend engineer if you take. Okay. Here we will be majorly focusing on timing, power, area. That's what we initially tell. But I will tell that based on your design, or let's say your specification which you get, your importance will be changed. If they say my criteria is like you have to maintain this much frequency compulsory, then my timing is my highest priority. Then I'll give flexibility to the power and area. If they say I want this like smaller area, based on that I have to be little bit flexible with respect to the timing and power. So like that, based on the requirement, the importance will be changed. Okay, but it is also required that the remaining two also has to be fixed, or let's say minimal. We cannot completely avoid it, but it should be minimal case. Okay, right. So as we have chose DFT, here in this particular course, you will be knowing about the concepts of synthesis, PNR, and the basics of a stage called as physical verification. This three will be covered. Okay, timing also will be covered. Okay, synthesis, timing, PNR, and your basics of your physical verification. Okay, major part is PNR, that your physical design. Okay, physical design will be playing a role majorly for you. Along with that, you will be knowledge of synthesis, STA. Timing will be terming it as STA, and physical verification. Okay, now let's get into our backend. We'll touch our backend now. So synthesis, as you have stated already, RTL code to gate level netlist. So for that particular conversion, what should I do? I require some inputs, right? I require some inputs. There will be some internal flows that we will try to see right now. So in synthesis stage, okay, there are two types of synthesis. Okay, I'll just give everything in brief. I don't give in detail. Okay, there are two types. One is logical aware synthesis, and the second one is physical aware synthesis. Okay, there are two types of synthesis: logical aware and physical aware. So from this, can you tell me what might be the difference? Yeah, similar to that, we have to modify. Now, what is the difference between logical and physical? Logical means if I work purely with every estimation, right, only in my mind, then can I term it as like logical? Okay, approximating and doing it, everything, each and every optimization will be terming like optimization. Okay, to get better accuracy, if I try to optimize based on full estimation, or full approximation, then we will be terming it as logical. Okay, physical means if I try to, okay, while thinking itself, if I try to place them, okay, this might take this much amount of area and it will be placed here, and if I do it with in that particular case, I will be getting is like more accuracy. Correct? The area, everything, if I give the shape, everything, if I give you that information, and if you try to do it in an approximated method, then what happens, you will be getting is like a very good accuracy level. This is the major difference. Logical means purely working only with respect to the estimation. That means logical entity files. Okay, physical aware synthesis means along with that logical information, if I share the physical information also, then you can be able to estimate it and work more accuracy. That is the difference. Okay, in logical aware synthesis, only logical files will be shared, and in physical aware synthesis, the physical files also will be shared. Okay, now we'll see about the inputs. Now, again, what is the goal of your synthesis? RTL code to gate level netlist. Now, from that goal, can you tell me what will be the initial input for the synthesis?
RTL code.
RTL code. Okay. So, I want to do what? This RTL code, I want to convert to a gate level netlist. Right? That means already the convert used, I want to use the cells which are already developed, right? Yes. That means the analog designer has developed some cells and he will share it to me. So those file formats will be .lib, or let's keep it like logical library or liberty file. Okay, logical library or liberty file. So this logical library or liberty file will have the information related to the timing, power, and area. Values only will be present. The shape is not present over here. Okay, the area of that particular cell only will be known. Next is, as he has already developed, he has stated me timing, power, and area. What is the information I require it from him? So
Knowledge node.
when there is a disk, right? Sorry for interrupting. When there is a disk, initially he will tell that this is the area occupied by that particular disk, and after that he will share you what other information. Yeah? Layout. Perfect. That means your shape and size information. Correct? The layout information I should be able to get. The next is layout exchange format. .lef, which is also termed as your physical library. Okay, .lef. And in few industries, you might be hearing about a file called as TechLef also. Okay, we'll discuss about that in later. Okay, in this particular TechLef, or let's say lef file, I will be having the information related to shape and size information. That is W/L ratio will be shared. Okay, so when I give this table, you will be having one more requirement, right? As we are telling about a cell, the pin information. Okay, the outer layout he has shared. Along with that particular outer layout information, the internal pin information also has to be shared. Correct? So the next is like shape and size of cell and shape and size of pin. Okay, when we are telling about a pin, indirectly he will give the metal information. Okay, in which particular metal that particular pin is placed. Okay, next information. Okay, I'll just modify one extra statement I'll add here. Logical library, timing, power and area of each cell. Okay, physical library which you are providing inputs, right? Which will be specific to cell only, will try to share it. Okay, now I want to do what, converting this RTL code to gate level netlist. While converting this, should I take care of anything, or just simply converting is good enough? I said previously one statement, optimization, right? What is getting optimized? What are the three major terms of VLSI? We used to discuss three terms, right? What are those?
Timing, area, power.
Perfect. Timing, power, and area information. So area is like your, based on the physical formation only I can be able to get it, right? So that is also one of an input that I will tell you. Okay. But now the next is timing information I have to share it. So there will be a file called as .sdc. That is your synopsis design constraints. .sdc file will be shared. Okay, the timing team we have said, right? They will try to develop this particular SDC file, in which they will try to develop the timing information of your design. Okay, timing information of the design. That means the frequency and also the delays for the interfaces will be defined. Okay, so SDC information. So after SDC, power information I need to pass, right? So for this particular power, unified power format .upf. This will be developed by CLP. Okay, low power techniques, right? Power consumption, how much power at that particular port to be used for that cell to be used. So those will be provided by the CLP in the format of .upf file. Okay, power information. And so I'm sorry, I'm writing the inputs which is a merge of logical and physical. Okay, I'll tell later on which inputs is used for logical and which is used for physical. Okay, so timing information, power information. The next is area information I need to share, right? So I will use a file floorplan.def, which is the input from your physical design. Okay, which is the input from physical design, which gives you the shape and size of your design. Okay, this floorplan.def will be having the information of shape and size of the design. Timing, power, area information is done. Any inputs is pending? According to your knowledge, as I said, timing, power, area information, we have shared it. Now, as we are performing it in a physical format, right, I should be also knowing the knowledge of the metal informations. So, as I said, right, your PD, or let's say your chip, is your 3D structure. Just keep in mind that always your chip is a 3D structure. The base is used for the area implementation of the cells. Okay, and the wire connectivity has to be done, right? The wires has to be developed, and those wires will be developed on the metal layers that will be going in 3D format. Based on the technology node, the number of metal layers will be different. Okay, so the technology information I have to share. Okay, that means your metal information. In that particular metal, what is that particular current density? What is the parasitic information? All that I need to share it. Okay, that means I had to share two files. One is .tf, which is termed as technology file, and the next is .tlup, that is table lookup for parasitics. Or dot, I'm not going to mention. Okay, .tf or table lookup for parasitics will be used over here. So technology file will have the information related to metal layers, vias. Metal layers means, so as I said, right, 3D structure. So first will be your base. After that, insulation metal layer will be used. After insulation, one conducting layer. Again insulation, conducting, insulation, conducting. Like that, it will be formed. Okay, this will be your chip design format. Okay, so as it is going in a 3D format, as I want the connectivity from one metal to another metal, right, we will use a term called as via. Okay, via means the connectivity from one metal to another metal. That means piercing through the insulation grid. Okay, clear? Next is table lookup format, that will be having your R, L, and C values. Okay, clear? So according to our knowledge, all the required inputs is done. So how I am telling is, coming from the goal, I want to convert the RTL code to a gate level netlist such that when I go to the physical design, I will be seeing less amount of violations. That will be my major goal, either with respect to the timing or power or area wise. I should be able to be optimized in the synthesis stage itself. So that's why, as I want less violations in the PNR, or let's say physical design, should I perform logical aware synthesis or physical aware synthesis? Physical aware synthesis is preferred. Okay, when you're talking about logical aware synthesis, you have to skip is physical library should be skipped, technology information to be skipped, TLUP information to be skipped. That means all the technology dependent and shape information should be skipped. Okay, if you skip those files, those they are logical. If you add those files, that will be a physical. Okay, clear so far for everyone? No questions asked? From this input, I'm expecting one question. Scan chain information, yes, that's good. Dot scan setup dot tickle file. Okay, it's not dot scan setup dot tickle file. I'll be having that will be having your scan chain information. Apart from this, I'm having one more question. I want you guys to ask me a question. Just look into this particular inputs. Think it with respect to the ASIC flow. Link it with respect to the ASIC flow, and the question you will get it. What? No questions. Okay. So is physical design coming after synthesis or before synthesis? After synthesis. But I have written here an input floatplan.def. That was the question I expected. Yeah, any questions? Okay. So here I am telling like floatplan.def, which is an input from physical design. But in the ASIC flow I have mentioned is like the physical design comes after the synthesis only. But then how do I get this file in the initial case itself?
Maybe it
takes
depends on SOC and ASIC. ASIC is a block level design.
correct. SOC and ASIC is a block level. ASIC is a block level design. SOC is a chip level design. Even in any stage, this is the same flow it is going to be using. Okay, but when we use that particular flow, there will be internal small changes. Okay, in this particular floatplan.def, for the first iteration, without using the shape and area of my design, can I perform? Without using this floatplan.def, can I perform the synthesis? Yes, I can perform. Okay, this physical information, right? This floatplan.def is not a compulsory information. It is optional. Okay, the shape and size of my design is optional information. When I'm telling optional, that means if I provide that particular information, I'll be getting is more accuracy. I don't want the tool to approximate everything and do it. Okay, that means random structuring, I don't want the tool to do it. If I provide the floatplan.def, that means area of the design will be known, and also the interface port locations will be known. Okay, and macro placement, the bigger blocks will be placed. So in the floatplan.def, this information will be shared. Okay, the structure information of your design, the port information, port locations, and your macro locations will be shared. Okay, after that, when the tool is trying to optimize it, right, it will try to virtually place the cells and it will try to optimize. Okay, it will try to virtually place inside that particular area and it will try to optimize. If I don't provide this floatplan.def, this structure information is not known, and it will take the default floor plan structure, whatever the tool has it, the default floor plan structure, and without that particular port placement, the tool will be trying to place everything by itself. Okay, compared to logical design, similar works like a logical aware design, right? The shape is approximated and also the cell placement is also approximated completely. Okay, this I want to omit. That's why I have to provide this floor plan.def. To generate this floor plan.def, for the first iteration, I will skip this file and I will do the generate the gate level netlist. I'll pass it to physical design. They will do the floor plan, and once that particular floor plan is done, they can revert me back the def. From the second iteration, I will use this floor plan.def information. Okay, so here in physical design, think like everything goes iterative basis only. It is not one flow. The backend is like, I'll see one violation. To fix that, I will go back, I'll go forward, see the violation, fix it, come backward, use that fix, move forward. Like that, I will be going in an iterative basis. Until and unless I get a better result, I will be using is iterations. Okay, clear? So this floor plan.def initially will not be provided. From the second iteration, I will be getting it. Okay, clear? So yeah, I forgot to mention, that is like when I provide, or let's say when I'm using the logical aware synthesis. Okay, when I'm using the logical aware synthesis, that means the parasitic information of the metal layers is also not known. How many metal layers it is there also not known, right? Then again it is trying to estimate. Okay, the net delay values, the cell delay values, everything is like total approximation. But when I provide the TLUP information and technology file information, I will be able to get to know the metals, how many metals are there, and what is the parasitic information, right? That here, along with this particular virtual placement, the tool will try to virtually route it. If I go this way, shortest distance algorithm it will use. Okay, shortest path algorithm it will use, and it will try to place that particular cells virtually. Okay, now here it is similar to your PD only, but everything is done internal to the tool. We cannot see it. That is the only drawback. Okay, the cell placement is pure and pure virtual. We cannot see that. Clear? So looks same like your PD only, right? Physical design, your chip. So that's what physical aware synthesis. Okay, clear? Any questions? Any confusions? Okay, so let's take a short break of 15 minutes and we'll be coming back. Okay, so back at 11:35. Hi everyone, online students, am I audible? Hopes everyone is back. Online students, am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Okay, that's great. So till now we saw all the inputs, right, required for our particular synthesis to be converted for physical aware synthesis. The next is procedure, or let's say synthesis flow itself. Procedure or synthesis flow is same. It will be having only 3 steps. Okay, it will be running in majorly 3 categories: analyze, elaborate, and compile. Okay, 3 stages. In analyze stage, the tool will check for the RTL syntax. Okay, RTL syntax and connectivity will be checked in this particular stage. Okay, that's why we term it as analyze. It doesn't do anything other than that. Okay, next in elaborate stage, it will try to check for each and every instantiation module definition is there or not. We know like module calling, right? How do you call a module? So for example, if we define module VLSIGuru and I have defined all the inputs, outputs, everything I have defined. I want to call this module. How do we call it? Module name space and the nickname for it, right? In which name I want to call that. If I want to call this VLSIGuru multiple times, right? Initially module name space the nickname, that is I_VLSI, or let's say next is VLSIGuru PD PD_VLSI. So like that we will be calling them. This is called as instantiations. In elaborate stage, for this each and every instantiation, whether its equivalent module is defined or not, it will try to check. It is a case sensitive. Okay, if everything is in capital, instantiation is in capital, the module name also should be in capitals only. Okay, if one character change also, its equivalent module definition is not found. It will give out elaboration error. Okay, clear? Elaboration stage, it will try to link it. In simple terms, it will try to link to its equivalent modules. Instantiation will be linked to its equivalent modules. If it is not found, there is no use of going found. Okay, linking error we can say. Linking the instantiation okay. While doing this, your behavioral code is there, right? Your behavioral code will be converted to GTech format, or let's say global technology format. Okay, okay, global technology format it will try to get. So this GTech is your synopsis installation path itself. We will be having it. The .lib of it will be provided in the installation folder itself. Okay, only lib, no left will be there. Okay, and also the symbolic representation of the cells, everything will be loaded in this particular stage onwards. Okay, because your behavioral code is getting converted, right? That means AND gate, if you are having y equal to a and b, then equivalent AND gate representation will be used. GTech AND, like that conversion will be used. So for example, in your RTL code, if you are having the code format is equal to y equal to a and b, what it is? AND gate, right? So generally when we write also AND of dot a1 of a, so like this we used to write very long code. If in engineering somewhere long ago, we used to write like this: dot a2 of b and dot y of y. This is like pin mapping with respect to the AND gate module definition. Okay, how, in what format in the GTech it is having, it will try to map with that. Okay, GTech underscore AND, it will be forming like this. In elaborate stage, your RTL code will be converted to this particular format. That's why we say GTech. Okay, clear so far? Similarly, for sequential cells also, it will be creating like star ASIC. In this format, it will be converting for sequential cells. Okay, based on its internal definitions, mapping will be done. Okay, internal global technology based mapping will be done over here. Clear? And next, in the compile stage, we have provided some libraries, right? .lib we have provided. So this GTech will be mapped to that particular equivalent cell present in the .lib. Okay, you're getting my point. In the .lib, with what name? So here I have got to know that it is an AND gate with whether 2 input AND gate or 3 input AND gate, that I will be able to come to know from. And to its equivalent gate information present in the .lib, it will be mapping. That means it might be present with AND gate 2 pin, and here comes a term called as drive strength. Okay, drive strength and the flavor of the cell, that is HVT, RVT, LVT, we know, right? Threshold voltage, high threshold voltage, low threshold voltage. So based on that, it will try to map it. Okay, so this mapping of the cell of the .lib will be based on the timing. Based on the timing, which drive strength cell and which flavor of the cell to be used will be decided in the compile stage. Okay, I'll just simply say like optimization and mapping the cells with respect to .lib. Okay, mapping of the GTech has to be done to the .lib cell names. So in this particular stage, it will be done. So this is similarly ASIC we are telling, right? To its equivalent D flip-flop with scan, without scan, it will be able to do it. In your RTL code, if that .si information is there, then it will try to map that. Okay, otherwise it will just use this particular D flip-flop. As we are providing scan setup file, right? That means SI information is already present. So it will be using its equivalent D with scan based flip-flop. Clear? So this is your internal process. So there are how that particular optimization and compilation is getting done. We will try to see further in the Go theoretical. Okay, but here it's like basic understanding. The next will be outputs. What will be the outputs of gate level synthesis? What is your synthesis output? Go back to the goal and think what will be the output. Gate level netlist. That will be your Verilog code itself. Okay, .v format only we are going to be developing. And for reloading the synthesis optimized database, we have one more format called as .ddc. Okay, design constraints, everything in a compressed format it will try to store. All the information which you have provided as inputs, right? That will be saved in the format of DDC, the compressed format. Okay, and you can extract SDC file. You have to extract scanf, UPF, all the inputs which you have provided, right? Again, you're going to be extracting that. The difference is like from input to output. Input will be provided based on your RTL code, and the output will be based on your gate level. Okay, the pin names will be having a change. In behavioral code, we used to do is like clock down, always at clock down, like that we used to provide, right? I'll always at clock. Our own naming understanding we used to provide. But when it comes to gate level representation or cell representation, it will be like CP or CLK. Shortcuts will be there. So its equivalent naming structure will be changed in the output files. Okay, the pin naming structures will be changed. Okay, so this inputs we are going to be passing it to the physical design. Okay, so that means your physical design inputs and synthesis, physical aware synthesis inputs will be same, but few more extra inputs will be added in the PNR flow. Okay, based on stage to stage, we will be adding some extra inputs. Okay, synthesis part is clear, and there will be checks done. So checks, everything is like big vast topic. We will be discussing in that particular theoretical parts. Okay, clear for everyone so far? Synthesis, what is synthesis flow? Basic flow understanding is clear, right? Now coming to the next part, that is what is the next flow? Physical design. So any guesses what is physical design flow is? Floor planning, routing,
Placement.
I'm just reordering of whatever you say. Power planning, next. Good here, I expected. Okay, next is CTS. Okay, one stage missed is CTS, that is clock tree synthesis. ST is last. After sign off we used to write, right? In that STA will be coming. Clock tree synthesis, and the starting stage will be import design or design planning. Okay, this will be the PNR flow. In import design, from that import design term, can you give me what will be the definition of it? Correct. Loading the required inputs for me to physically work. Correct. All the inputs required for my PNR to be loaded. But we have one more term, design planning. What we are doing in the design planning? Planning the design. How we need to perform. That I'm going to be planning. So till synthesis stage, that is like all logical only, right? Command execution, everything is going to do it. But when it comes to PNR, as it is converting everything to a physical format, it might be complex for me to be working sometimes if the gate count is very high. Correct? Then I will be deciding whether I can do it in a singular or I need someone's help. Correct? From the PD perspective, should I tell the RTL designer to divide it, or will I be able to work as a single group? Okay, hierarchical design and flat level design. Okay, hierarchical design means dividing your complete RTL into small blocks and performing it with the help of various teams. Okay, that is hierarchical design. Okay, when we are talking about flat level design, from RTL to sign off, one particular team is going to be handling it. RTL designers, functional designers. So like that, each and every level they have their own engineers, but only one team is going to be playing a role. Getting my point? Hierarchical means for one particular module, one team will be there. Okay, for complete RTL to sign off, that team is going to take care of that particular block specific. Clear? So those based on that particular inputs loading and seeing that particular complexity, I can ask the RTL designer to divide it. Okay, it is done by one team only, but parallelly they will try to do it. Clear? So this is import design, that means loading your inputs and planning how do I need to perform. Okay, that we are going to be using it in the starting stage. Next is floor plan. What we are doing in floor plan? Correct. Area estimation. Okay, shape and area. So in this particular floor plan, or let's say when you construct any house, what you will try to construct first? What are your major requirements? Huh?
Blueprint.
Blueprint. So for inside that particular blueprint, that means the shape of your house I will try to decide first. Inside that I need to decide what? Where every room has to be placed. That means kitchen, bedrooms, restrooms, dining area, hall, everything I need to place it. In that, which rooms you require more area? Hall. So that means I'll tell like the hall is like a macro to me. Okay, hall and kitchen is like macro to me. Okay, why I'm telling hall and kitchen is macro? Because they will occupy more space. Correct? And next, bedrooms is based on my requirement. So for master bedroom, yes, I require more space. For kids bedroom, smaller. Correct? So like that, based on my requirement, this bigger rooms is decided by me only. So this macro count, okay, based on the RTL which you have, the number of memories is from the RTL, right? So first, if I have to place all that particular bigger rooms, such that later on in the remaining space, I can place small requirements based on my requirements. If I require a third bedroom for my guest bedroom, I can plan it accordingly. And also small equipments like your ACs and everything inside or outside, I have to place them. Correct? For passing of that particular data, power controller, everything I need to place it externally only, right? So that everything I have to plan it first. Okay, first is like all the bigger blocks. Okay, so in the floor plan stage, first is like estimating your, or let's say getting the shape of your design, area of the design, or let's say shape and size of the design, and placing the interface from where I will get the power, from where I'll have to ground it, from where I will get the water power supply. Everything I'll try to plan that particular connections. After planning those connections, I'll place the bigger rooms, correct, such that the power, water gets proper connected, right? So first is like port placement, and macro placement will be done in this particular power plant stage. Okay, these are the three major steps. That is in floor plan. First is shape and size of your chip. Next, port placement. Next is macro placement. We have further more steps, but this will be your major categories in the floor plan. Okay, so next is like power plan. What we are going to do in the power plan? Correct. Planning the distribution of power. Correct. So as you said, I want to provide the power to all that particular cells evenly or without any failure of power, right? So that is what I'm going to be planning out over here. Power plan is the stage where you are going to be distributing the power with less IR drop. That is, your power drop should be less or voltage drop should be less. Okay, for every cell to be working properly. Now the question arises, sir, we have placed only macros, right? Standard cells is not placed, and we are doing power planning. So how it is, right? So after if bigger rooms eat up the power, in the remaining how I need to distribute, I will be able to get to know, right? For small, based on the requirement, I have to distribute the power, right? Because bigger rooms are going to be occupying more power also. When it comes to smaller blocks, it will be occupying less. Correct? Standard cells is going to be occupying less power. So I have to plan that accordingly. After bigger blocks eating, in the remaining area, is that voltage drop is good or bad? That is like static power dissipation we are going to be checking. Okay, in the remaining area, static power. And in the placement stage, my standard cells will be placed. Okay, when we are placing this particular standard cells, with respect to timing, power, area, observance, it has to be placed. Okay, in placement, we are going to be placing the standard cells based on the timing, power, and area availability. Okay, clear? I'm just giving it's like pure summary information only. Okay, so timing, power, and area information, I have placed the cells. So here, while placing this particular cells, I can be able to view it exactly where that particular cell is placed, how that particular cell placement is there, should I control it, everything I need to perform it over here in the placement stage. Okay, you can provide the rules of the standard cell placement in this particular placement stage. Clear? Next, CTS, clock tree synthesis. That means building the clock. How the clock needs to be propagated, that I can be able to tell. Do you want from the clock origin point to the clock pin, should it be faster or slower? Should the clock reach to the clock pin fast or slow? Faster, right? So then how it has to be propagated, that I should be able to control it. If it is coming late, find out the reason and we have to fix it. Okay, getting my point? So this is CTS. Next, routing means everything till now, whatever we have discussed is based on the virtual routing of the wires only. Virtual routing only. We cannot see the physical wire connectivity so far. Once this particular routing is done, we can see that particular nets getting routed physically. Okay, for a point to be added in power plant stage, power routing is done. power and ground routing is done. Okay, in clock tree synthesis, your clock nets are routed. And in routing stage, signal nets will be routed. Okay, this is the actual flow also. You can say like first power needs to be done, after that clock, after that signal needs to be routed. So why it cannot be interchanged? We have to see it the theory. Okay, what happens if signal is routed first, after that power, after that clock? If I interchange the sequence, what will happen? Okay, that requires bigger explanations. Okay, so like that we are going to be discussing these topics in detail during that particular flow. Clear? So what exactly we are doing, everyone got an ideology? Yes, some thing you got it?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. Okay, so this is your physical design flow. Okay, at each and every stage, inputs, procedure, output, sanity checks. These are the 4 methods will be explained. This is how it will be done. Okay, what are the required inputs, how we need to process it, what happens if we do it the wrong way, analyzation methods, everything will be explained in detail. Okay, so we want is like, what we want in return? Questions. Okay, the next is sign off. When we are telling sign off, that means I'm telling that my stage is completed. You have to, I'm giving it to another team. Okay, when we are telling about another team, it will be like, as you said, STA. Okay, a separate engineer will be there. STA. That means basically your synthesis and STA will be handled by one person. Okay, this STA will be running in 2 different stages: pre-layout STA and post-layout STA. Once synthesis is done, I'm telling like timing should be good, right? I should be able to run it. Okay, so this STA will be the pre-layout STA. We'll check in the pre-layout stage. That means before coming into physical design, after the synthesis, I have to check for this QR as well. QR means quality of results. Okay, how that particular timing is there, that we need to cross check. Okay, next is power. Okay, how the IR drop, leakage power, dynamic power consumption, everything has to be checked. Okay, and the next is physical verification, where we will be checking for any short of the nets. Nets are getting shorted, any physical rules are getting violated, so that we will be able to cross check it over here. Okay, so this is the concepts which we are going to be performing it in our classes. Okay, so the tools which you are going to be using is mostly everything is synopsis only. Okay, even I'm also signed to synopsis, I can say. I worked only with synopsis. I didn't get the chance to work in Cadence tools. Okay, so for synthesis, you are going to be using is design compiler. And for your physical design, what is the tool? ICC2. Yeah, synopsis only, ICC2. Okay. And next is like for STA, you are going to be using as prime time. And for physical verification, we are going to be using as ICV. Okay, we will integrate the ICV into the ICC2 cell and we will try to see that. Okay, for power, I'm not touching the power, but yes, you have access to some of the videos and there will be separate mentor to support you that. For power, you are going to be using is Red Hawk. Okay, and you will be in this class duration from the start basics. You will be having is like analog and digital and Unix, Tickle. This basics will be done. Okay, and coming to advanced, it will be the more detailed version of the basics. Okay, so analog digital, I won't touch that. Your PNR flow, your backend flow, I will be able to touch completely. Okay, so any theoretical questions you can ask me. If there are any administrative questions, I'll ask a person to join, a manager, VLSIGuru manager to join. Any theoretical questions?
We start from the scratch.
Yes, we'll.
Because we already covered out that you covered basics.
That's why I said basic sessions and advanced. There will be two levels. So if you take a course from basic, you will be touching is like analog design, analog circuits, digital circuits, the conversions. Everything will be touched during the basics.
Because when we were explaining that macro cells, blocks,
that will be touched in the basics. The basic level of terminologies which I will be using in the advanced level will be touched in the basics perspective. It's your optional. You can take or you cannot. If you want, you can take.
Once we got that idea, we will come to do what exactly.
Yes. When I take advanced level, right, it will be more easier for me to go forward. That will be the only difference. Don't worry, if you don't take it also, I will be taking it as a fresher level only. Okay, but it's our opinion. I cannot force you, right? How flexible you are. Okay, any theoretical? That means like with respect to the flow wise. Yeah, and technology nodes we have here is 28 nm and 14 nm. 28 nm we will try to do it in the labs, and 14 nm will be your practical, your own flow. You have to develop it. Assignment. Okay, so two projects you are going to do. Any other questions you guys want to ask related to the theoretical perspective? Okay, any administrative side questions? Like class and everything like that?
Hello.
Yeah.
Regular class.
Hello.
Yeah, you are audible, Pujari.
Sir, yes, sir, I completed my MTech in the year 2018.
Okay, so
My
then one second. Administrative side question, right?
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay. I'll ask an manager to join the call. Okay, just give
Okay,
me
sir.
2 minutes.
Okay, sir.
2 to 5.
Okay.
Okay.
Hello everyone, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so myself, Vaibhav, I'm manager of VLSIGuru. I hope the trainer has provided all the technical details, like from scratch, how we will be starting and what projects we'll be doing, as well as the technology also. Basically, all non-technical activities like placements, assignments, evaluation, mock interviews, resume preparations will be taken care by me or by my team. So to handle any non-technical questions like what is the placement support, how many interviews you will be getting, any questions are there, please ask so that you have a complete clarity about this course. Offline
When
candidates also, any questions?
for offline classes?
Sorry?
Offline classes when will be started, sir?
Offline classes will be starting from Wednesday.
Wednesday.
So Wednesday, basically, we will be providing you the overview about
Okay.
the modules, as well as we will start with some basic module, that is GVM. And I guess Thursday is holiday, 26 January, right? So on Friday onwards,
Yes,
we'll
yes.
move. So Wednesday is the starting, where it will be an overview session, and from the next coming Friday, it will start. Basically, whatever sessions we are doing, you will be having access to the recorded videos. Now, just to give you an overview,
Okay. Sir,
How
offline
many days
classes
we
is
can classes?
one second, let me just give you a quick overview, and then I can start with the question answers.
okay.
Okay, so my screen is visible to everyone, right?
Yes, sir.
So once you enroll for the course, you will be added into individual group, as well as you will be getting the login credentials. Now, this is our e-learning portal, that is InSkill.
Okay.
Whatever the login credentials provided to you, as of now, I will be entering mine. So see, now when you enroll for physical design, this tab will be open for you. Along with not only this tab, you will be having some basics like digital design. Yeah, digital design, even Linux. These will be open for you. Now let me go into physical design itself. So for example, today I have done the session. Now this session has been recorded in the background. So what happens is, every session that we will be doing throughout this 6 months of training, it will be getting recorded in the background. So whether you attend or you don't attend, the recorded video will be uploaded on the portal. This is your e-learning portal. If I scroll down, you will see the unit 1, unit 2. These are nothing but the live sessions conducted. So your perspective should be attend the session, learn the things, clarify the doubts. After the session, within a couple of hours, this video will be uploaded. From there, you can start making up the notes and come up with the doubts in the next session again. Now, along with this, the trainer has maintained some notes over here, right? This all notes. See, these complete notes are uploaded over here as notes and labs. See, we uploaded all the PPTs and everything that has been shown. Like for example, if I open this one, so you will be having access to all this during the course duration. Now, the candidate enrolling for live training, the candidate who is enrolling for live training, they will be having the access to the videos for 10 days. Every live session recording will be accessible for 10 days. So within 10 days, you can revise the thing and make yourself expertise in that. Coming to the main again dashboard, there are assignments. So basically you will be looking, or 90% of you will be looking to do this course with the perspective to get into the industry. Correct. So the placement criteria in this institute is you had to complete 80% of the assignments. So with respect to each, and like for floor plan, even power plan placements, STA, all assignments are uploaded here. You have to complete the assignment. Why this is the criteria? It is because when you go for the interview, these are the frequently asked questions in the technical discussion. So basically, the course structure is divided into two parts: 2 months of basics and 4 months of main training. How it is correlated with the industry? Then, when it comes to the industry, there will be 4 rounds of interview. That is written test, then HR round, technical discussion, and last is again the HR round where you negotiate on the salary. So my 2 months are basics, is sufficient to clear the initial written test, because in the written test they will ask for the basics itself. They will start from the fundamentals of CMOS, even Linux scripting, TCL scripting. Then a HR discussion. HR discussion is basic to check your communications. For that purpose, we will be conducting multiple presentations, even soft skill training. Third is comes to the technical discussion. The technical discussion by default, it starts with the project. What is your project? What problems you face in the project? So for that purpose, with the industry trainers itself, we will be conducting multiple mock interviews. So you will be getting awareness of what has been asked in the industry and what kind of tricky questions they can ask. By this, we make sure that at the end of the training, you are very well prepared to sit for the interviews. Now, once you clear the interviews, once you clear the mock interviews, I will start forwarding your profile to the company. There is no as such limitations where I will provide only 5 openings, 6 openings. No. If a candidate is well prepared, then it won't take more than 5 openings for him to place. And even if it takes, we have to have it 70 plus companies that involve Samsung, AMD, Wipro, HCL, MediaTek, analog devices. So we will provide you the opportunities till you get placed. Coming to the schedule, those who are freshers or who can provide full time in training, they can opt for full week training, that is 6 days a week, Monday to Thursday, and Saturday, Sunday. Friday will be off. It will include 4 days of lab and 2 days of theory. So theory will be conducted by the trainers. In the lab, whatever in the theory they have explained you or they have implemented on the tool. For example, in TCL, they have written a script in the theory. In the lab session, with the help of supporting mentors, you have to invoke in the tool and do the hands-on. How to invoke the tool and everything, as I shown you, the first session itself, VPN setup, even putty login, that everything will be taught to you from scratch. The basics we will start from AND gate, OR gate, ones complement, twos complements, everything we will cover from scratch. And those who are working professionals or even those who are in some other domain, they can go in.
Basic classes.
Sorry?
No, when the class
Can
will
you please
start
repeat?
from the basics, they can get digital electronics basics. First
It
class
is
will be
starting
that
from
only or a PD?
first class will be digital. It will be starting from digital.
Digital,
So
okay.
for 10 to
For
15
online,
days,
when it will be start?
Sorry?
Okay.
After 10 to 15 days of completion
No,
of
for
digital,
online,
then we go to PD
online.
basics. Now, it's for online and
Okay.
offline. Both will start from the same day. Now, what is the difference between online and offline? Candidates in the classroom, they are offline candidates, or classroom candidates. Where online,
Okay.
they are attending
Then
online
class
because it is a parallel
start
training.
from the Wednesday.
Sorry? Hello? Can you please repeat?
Okay. Then classes start from the Wednesday.
Right. The classes for online
Classes
offline
are
both
starting from
starting
the
from Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Classes are starting from Wednesday for both online offline as
Okay. Okay.
from the digital
Thank you.
basics. Yeah. So I was talking about the working professionals. There are candidates who are already working in some other domain and want to do this training. So they can go for the weekend training also, where initial 2 months, since it's a basic like digital and all, so they will be provided with the videos of every live session, and weekends there will be a 9:30 to 1:30 session for their doubt clarification. Once the basics is done, then the remaining 4 months where we will be doing 2 projects, one is a block level and chip level, there will be a dedicated sessions on Saturday, Sunday. 9:30 to 1:30 will be theory, and 2:30 to 6:30 will be the labs. So even the full week students can also attend, the weekend students can also attend. Yeah, just give me 2 minutes online. Yeah, please tell me.
What about the fees details, sir?
Yeah, so the fees detail is 63,000 plus GST, which comes to 74. So any discounts or anything that has been informed to you, if it is there, that will be applicable.
Is it same for online or offline?
The fee is same for both online as well as offline.
So for offline, does we need to bring
Timings?
out of
Yeah, online candidates, please wait for 2 minutes.
Like as you shared before, there will be 2 months of basic classes, then you are getting into the PD, right? Or you are going to parallelly?
See, online candidates, please wait for 2 minutes. I will address all the queries.
Okay.
Hello. Yeah. There were some queries. Can we proceed? Online candidates. Hello, Harshita. Even Nilavati.
For the
Any
online
doubts?
people, what would be the time?
The timings will be same 9:30 to 1:30. So online, offline, both will be added into the same WhatsApp group. The candidates who are attending online through the link they can join. Offline candidates has to be in the institute premises to attend the session.
Like how the classes are going on, like theory classes and for online students.
So see,
For weekdays, all the 6 days it will be theory classes.
can you please repeat?
No, for like we are using the weekdays course. Okay, like all the 6 days it will be theory classes, or what will be the actual timetable, means schedule, how it will go?
Sure. Yeah. See, for the full week schedule, Monday to Thursday will be lab session. So basically, what happens is we have industry trainers like Qualcomm and their team lead. So they will be available on Saturday, Sunday. So what they will do is they will teach you the concept like floor plan placement with the help of tool. They will show you the complete implementation. For example, I'm working on a project that is Orcotop. In that, I will implement 5 things like floor plan placement, clock tree synthesis, power plan. I will implement on Saturday, Sunday. But whatever I have implemented, that you will learn on Saturday, Sunday. But the same you have to implement. So for that implementation, you will be doing between Monday to Thursday. And between Monday to Thursday, the mentors will be there to support you with all the violations that you are getting or the errors you are getting.
Okay, that you mean the theory classes will going on only on Saturday and Sunday for full week students also. Only
Right.
in weekdays we need to like only like lab sessions we can use in Monday to Thursday. Correct?
Lab sessions will be conducted. Live lab sessions will be conducted by the mentors.
Okay, then okay. Then for what about weekend courses? Then you'll give
Correct.
no lab sessions for them.
Yeah, that's what. This is the full week session. Now, what is for the weekend training? What we are doing is this is for the weekend schedule.
Okay. Got it. Okay, now next question is like before what you sent, there will be 2 months of basic classes, means digital
Right.
electronics, CMOS and all. So actually,
Right.
like we need that one because like our passed out year is 2016. So we want to revise all those things. So first
Right.
it will go basic classes, then PD, or parallelly PD and basic classes, everything will go parallelly.
No. It's a complete this one. See, for initial 2 months, what will happen is the sessions we were doing between Monday to Thursday. For example, digital design. It doesn't require any lab sessions.
Yeah.
Okay. So we will conduct the
Yeah,
sessions
sure,
between
sure.
Monday to Thursday. We will conduct sessions. And whatever sessions we are
Okay.
covering, their recorded videos will be uploaded every day. But for the weekend candidates, 9:30 to 1:30, there will be sessions.
Okay.
These sessions will be for doubt clarifications. Like for example, as you said that the pass out year is pretty much on a this one below the recent years, right? So what you can do is, you have to go through the videos. Whatever you are not able to understand, you can clear all the queries in the doubt clarification session. It will be a interactive live session. And along with this, what we do is, even if you are a full week candidate or a weekend candidate,
Means
still
you're telling for basics we need to go through the videos. No, like okay, 2 months basics live sessions. Okay.
Yeah, 2 month live
On
session
Saturday
on
and Sunday.
Saturday, Sunday for doubt clarifications. This is for basics. And once the main trainings, or I can again mention 4 months main training. So theory as well as lab, both live will be conducted.
Okay, resource person. Can you repeat the name? Resource person name? Arun? Sorry, Arjun?
Sorry.
Resource person who is going to give the training? PD and
See,
digital basics.
see, even the basics and this one we have multiple trainers. That industry trainers, we have multiple trainers. We have Jaul, we have Vishal, even we have Saurabh. We make sure that all of them are at least having plus 7 years experience in product based companies.
Okay. Yeah, okay then.
Yeah, and second, what I was
And
clearing
those
is,
videos we have access, right? When we will
one
get the
second,
access for those videos? That basic.
one second, let me complete. So even if you are a full week candidate or a weekend candidate, you will, all of you will be added into individual group, individual WhatsApp group, where suppose you are a weekend candidate and you are practicing between Monday to Friday, and you are not able to log in into the tool. The individual group is created because it will include the VLSIGuru team, the trainer, and you and the candidate. So you are not able to log in into the tool, you directly put up a message, it will be resolved on a priority. You are not able to access the videos, it will be this resolved on priority. Anything that you are, suppose you are practicing onto a tool from your remote location, you get any violation, you put it into the group, the trainer will respond. So a one-to-one support will be provided.
Okay.
Coming to your question about video upload, that will be uploaded within 4 to 5 hours after the session is done. And regarding the login credential, once you enroll for the course, within 2 hours you get all login credentials. You will be getting added into a common group as well as the individual group.
Sir, for 2 months basic, there is no learning.
See, when it comes to basics, now there is CMOS fundamentals, right? Where you learn the CMOS basics. Where even this one, Linux. There are in Linux itself, it's all a command oriented. There is nothing like theory and lab.
Yeah.
Now, if you ask me floor plan, you need to understand the concept in a theory session, and then you have to go for the implementation, as well as you have to go for the project implementation. So since digital design, there is no labs are involved in the digital design. So for that for these concepts where there is no dedicated lab sessions to conduct, we have only the sessions between Monday to Thursday.
Okay.
For basic classes, you will provide trainer, or it will be a recording based?
It will be a live sessions. Every session will be live. Along with that, the recording will also be provided. So there is nothing like only recorded videos.
Sir, as for offline, for 2 months, can we attend for online later on? After
Your voice is breaking. Can you put your question in the chat box?
Hello, can you hear me,
Yeah.
sir?
Your voice is breaking. Please put your concern in the chat box.
Sir, excuse me, one more doubt.
Yeah, tell me.
Actually, I did my MTech in 2012, sir. If I go through this online coaching, is it helpful for me to place anywhere?
See, since we had tie up with 70 plus companies, we have multiple options to provide placements to a candidate. Now, depending upon the profile of the candidate, we can suggest. What I will do is, I am sharing the contact number.
Okay.
Anyone who is having doubts regarding the pass out year and how they can get into industry, you can contact us or WhatsApp me on this number. With respect to your profile, I will guide you how we can provide you the placement assistance. Any more doubts?
So when will we get the access to those recorded videos and all?
Sorry?
When will we get the access to those recording videos?
That's what, see, suppose now I have done this session. Within 4 hours, this recordings will be available and it will be uploaded on your portal.
Okay. Now to get into that portal, we have any login credentials, right?
Yeah, that login credentials we will be sharing once you enroll. Once you enroll for the course, within 2 hours, you will get the login credentials. Yeah, one question was after 2 months online classes, can we attend offline for mains classes? See, this mode of training, online, offline, full week or weekends, anytime you can switch. So we go as per candidate student flexibility. So if you want to attend complete offline or complete online, or even if you want to come offline for projects, that is possible, you can come.
Okay. Okay then.
Sir, can you share your number, please?
I have shared in the chat box.
Okay. Okay.
You can get back. You can contact me on this number.
Sir, for offline, does we require one laptop?
At least the laptop configuration should be at least i3 with 4 GB RAM. Basically, you won't be installing any software onto the laptop.
Okay.
Everything you will be doing onto the server. But to log into a server, a small software called Putty, hardly 10 MB software it is, that you have to this. But to make sure everything goes smooth, at least i3 with 4 GB RAM is required.
Okay. Sir, does we require compulsory laptop for offline classes?
See, laptop, I will say yes, for every candidate it is a compulsory, because you have to practice. Why we are providing 24/7 tool access? Because after the session you have to practice. Now even if I provide here in the institute, 9 to 6 you will do, but 9:30 to 1:30 will be a session. Suppose if you want to practice also through institute laptop or institute system, you can able to practice 3 hours or 4 hours itself. But it's once you get placed, definitely you should have a laptop. So I will suggest you to have your own laptop so that you can do the practice. Now it's not like from Wednesday itself you should have a laptop. There will be a 10 days of digital training where laptop is not required. During that 10 days you can manage a laptop.
Only interview is supportable or Ryzen also?
Sorry.
Processor. Only Intel processor we need or Ryzen also?
No. Anything. Intel, AMD, anything is fine.
Yeah.
This batch is relevant to the PD only, no, sir. It is not for the analog layout design. No?
See, these the institute process, the schedule remains the same for analog layout also, as well as for the physical design also. Even the placement scenario is same. Whatever the assignments with respect to PD, 80% of the assignments should be completed. Even if you want to go for analog layout, the criteria is same.
So is the course is not different for the analog layout design? Is it same for the PD?
No, this course is with respect to physical design. We have a different course called analog layout. So those who are interested in analog layout also, we are conducting another demo session in analog layout. You can ping me on the WhatsApp. I will share you the demo session link also for analog layout. Most probably we will be conducting. We will be conducting. Yeah, we will be conducting that by today around 4 p.m. Or if it is rescheduled, we will inform you via mail. Let me do one thing. 1 second. Yeah, so you can contact me on the number. This number, I will share you the demo session link and as
Sir,
well as the
please.
schedule, so that you
Sir,
can
please
join the
enable.
layout also. Candidates who are interested in the demo. Please tell me.
Enable the chat box, sir. We are not able to see the number, or otherwise write here itself. We are not able to see the number. Please write the contact number of the concerned person here, who will give the details.
Okay, 1 second, 1 second, 1 second. Is it fine? Or you can also drop, you can call or WhatsApp me on this number.
Yeah, now it's fine, sir.
Yeah, and even if you want to contact via mail, you can reach out to us at yeah. Now I hope all the contact details are visible to everyone. Any doubts, any queries? Charat, Srinivas, Priya, Raj.
No, sir.
Any queries regarding the course?
Hello, sir. Sir, more about, can you talk more about placement, sir?
See, the placements again the same. We had type with 70+ companies and the placement criteria is 80%. Now, you might come across, there are companies, many companies in Bangalore where there are startup companies, and even there are companies who don't have clients. But the type companies that we have are tier 1 companies, either product based or tier 1 service based. For example, Capgemini, where they already have the clients with them, even Scalage. So we will be providing the placement assistance with the tier 1 and the companies which has a good name in the market. There is nothing where we provide you this one. If you ask me any suggestions regarding the placements, if you are opting for this course, every day on LinkedIn or many job portals, the openings will be coming. You will be doing 6 months of training. So you should have a very clear picture that after gaining expertise, I will apply. many people what they do is, for example, Capgemini will have we know Capgemini is going to have requirement in a particular month, but in that month you are still in basics or you're not done complete project. Still after seeing the opening you apply. If you have not prepared and you apply, the chances of rejections are less or more? Obviously it will be more. Now you know you are not fully prepared, the chances of rejection will be more. What is the drawback is, after 2 months when you are going to become an expert and you are completing the training, there the chances are more. But once you get rejected from these companies, they have a protocol where you cannot apply again for 6 months. So if you are having a plan to do this training, make your agenda is not to get into the industry, your agenda is to gain expertise. A person having expertise will definitely get a job. We will provide you the support in all aspects. How we can provide the support? There are 3 aspects majorly. What is that? Company coming with the requirements, we forward the profiles after the screening. That is one. Second is, if the candidate is having some drawbacks like percentage, year of pass out, or even having some gaps like 2012, 2014, there what happens is, if you have expertise, we can do the reference. In industry, 60 to 70% hiring happens to the reference. So what we do is, if you are good, if you are performing mock interview itself, I can provide you the reference also. Now, if there are no openings, still a candidate is good and all, we can do the recommendation also. Because basically, the service, when it comes to service-based company, they are hiring the candidates and putting into client. For a candidate to work on a client, what is required? Expertise. So if they have client, we can push you. But the starting line is preparation. So don't keep a perspective of getting into industry, keep a perspective of getting the expertise.
After how many months we will be ready to sit for the interview?
After 5 months.
And the training finishes after 6 months, then we will get the opportunities later on, right?
See, after 5 months, I will add you into a job support group where I will be continuously keep posting the requirements. Now, till you get a job, I will be continuously posting requirement. But it is not like your training done, I added into a group and I am posting. No, it is not like that. What we do is, once you add it, we get added into a job support group. Every after 15 days, there will be some sessions, supporting sessions device. Sometimes it will be on floor plan, sometimes on power plan, so that you keep in touch. And you can clarify the queries in that group also. The trainer will be there. You can clarify the queries, then you can apply for the job. And for those, suppose there are 15 people in the job support group, 5 people every day, 5 or 7 people, I will conduct mock interviews to evaluate how their performance is.
Hello.
Yeah, please tell
Hi, sir.
me.
I have my week off is about rotational shift. For 1 month now, it's about Saturday, Sunday, and upcoming month will be it's on mid of the week. How can I proceed with the course?
See, what happens is, we have the recorded videos available. Now, those,
Okay.
when you are attending the live training, then there is no issues in that, right? You can learn the things. But when your
Yeah.
week offs are not aligned with the training schedule, you can go through the
On the
recorded videos. And I said there is a dedicated
with
mentor
the
allotted.
okay. If I did not having the weekend, I can shall I join the session on the mid of the week?
Yeah, sure. You can join the session. See, the link will be there. You can join the sessions. And even if you miss anything, the recorded videos along with the individual support will be provided.
Okay.
So suppose you are getting the video, but in the video there are 3 to 4 topics you are not able to understand. You can directly connect with the
Yeah.
trainer in the individual group and clarify it.
Okay.
That's the reason of having multiple trainers, so that every candidate gets an individual support.
Okay. Fees would be say paid by one single time or shall I split the fees?
2 to 3
Course
installments
amount.
are allowed.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so the courses come as starting from 25th of Jan, and the batch size we have is 25 candidates. Now, the enrollments that we will be opening, it will enrollment deadlines will be around, we can say 24th. So day after tomorrow, till 24th around 5 p.m. you can enroll, and any doubts regarding what is the enrollment amount, how the fees installments, and what is, if any discounts are there, how it is, everything we will provide. You can get back to the contact number that I have mentioned. Yeah, any doubts? Online candidates, offline candidates?
Hello, sir.
One second. Yeah, so one question was asked, like how frequently the batches are starting. So we are starting a batch every after 6 weeks. What is the benefit to the candidate is, for example, now you are in this batch, and because of some reasons you are not able to attend, or not able, or suppose you attended digital, you attended Linux, but you missed TCL, you are not able to attend. Even through recorded videos, you won't be able to get. So we allow you to the next batch. There is nothing additional that we charge. We allow you to the next batch. You can move to the next batch itself. But we prefer that if you are dedicating 6 months, you should be very fixed on, because from our end there is no issues regarding allowing you for the next batch. From your end, your duration 6 months is becoming 7, because you are postponing again, extending months. This is how it is. Yeah, online candidates.
Suppose we opt for offline classes and we are not able to carry on further, and can we switch between the online and offline classes?
See, online training, offline training, even full week or anything you can switch as per your flexibility. There is no restriction as such. What I will be asking, our trainer will be asking is, now when we conduct 6 days a week session, one day we will keep to assess what you have learned in these 6 days. What have you implemented? There I should see the performance, whether you are attending 2 days online, 2 days offline, or you are attending complete online, offline. That is completely your call. But you should have that seriousness to complete the entire training and with a perspective to get into the industry.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sir, at the end of the course, if we want to revise the basics, then how do we do about it? Since we'll not have the access for the recorded videos, right? After 10 days.
Correct. So what happens is, even if you want to revise, even if the recorded videos are not available, session notes, PPTs, PDFs, even the interview questions will be accessible for entire 1 year.
And one more thing, sir.
Please tell me.
If you want to have some extra time after the course, do we get it before placements to revise all the topics? Like 1 month?
Yes. So basically what happens is, in a batch, suppose I am having a batch of 25 candidates, then candidates are from various places. Okay. Some candidates, what they do is they practice. Now I'm doing 5 modules. So during this 5 modules, some candidates do a practical, parallel practice. So if I'm doing digital, they will practice digital. If on PD basic, they will PD basics, then PD mains. But when I am on PD mains, they are practicing PD mains also. But few candidates are there. Digital is done. They doesn't get time to revise. For that people, what happens is they lose the touch with that module. So for that people, what we do is we add you into a job support group. We will provide you the opportunities. The moment you apply for it, The next day there will be an interview. Will be conducted by VLSIGuru. That is the mock interview, and then we will if not, what topic you have to revise. Now, if a candidate is practicing every module as per the training content and he is in line with the training, including the revision also, 6 months he is ready to sit for the interview in the mock interview. But if a candidate is not in line and he is not revising, we provide him his own duration. For example, someone requires 3 months to revise, someone requires 15 days. They can take their own time. They have to reach us that I have prepared, I will start the opportunity. Yeah, so I hope I have answered your question. Any more questions?
Suppose during the practical sessions, we are stuck with some errors and we are not able to resolve by ourselves. How you people will support at that moment?
What we do is, now suppose this is the session. This is the session. Everyone in the during the session they will be joining. They are requested to join through the laptop. Now, as you said that you are stuck or any candidate got stuck, I have an option over here to make presenter. I can directly make you a presenter and ask you to share the screen, where I will be seeing the screen and I will tell you, okay, here is the mistake, here is the violation. You have not invoked this tool. So I can have the complete access to your screen. I can debug the problem that you have faced.
No, actually, I'm not talking about the tool debug part. I'm asking about the project. If I am doing something, power errors or some crosstalk errors, something I'm
Okay,
getting
then
support, then how I will get the support at that moment? Because I will not
yeah,
be able to complete my project if it will be with errors, right?
problems. So you're talking about the we'll be facing during the. Hello.
Yeah, during the project, I am asking about that.
Hello, I'm not able to hear you.
Yeah, I am asking
See,
about
during
that.
the project itself is nothing but in the line. Hello, Priya.
Yes, yes, I can hear you.
Yeah. So you are asking about during the project, right? See, the projects are nothing but a part of the training, where the live support will be provided during the sessions. Okay. Now, any problems you face during the sessions, the trainer will ask you to share you the screen and will provide you the solution. Now, while practicing, after the session, while practicing, if you come across any errors, there is an individual group where you put up your queries or your error. The trainer will respond you in the individual group itself.
Individual group means I can't understand.
Individual group means once you enroll for the course, there will be individual WhatsApp group created for you, where the entire VLSIGuru team along with the trainer and me will be there. So for example, during the project implementation, you are not able to log in into the tool. You have to just put a message into the group. The server admin will support. You are not able to remove the violations. You just put that I have a queries regarding violation, schedule a session. The next day, a one-to-one session between you and the trainer will be scheduled.
Okay, okay, understood. Thank you.
Yeah. Any queries? Any more queries?
So the batch set is restricted for offline or online?
Offline. Yeah.
This notes will be available for the whole window.
Yes, of course. Online candidates, any doubts? Okay.
One more doubt, sir.
So, yeah, please tell me.
So for some of us are working professionals, sir. For example,
Uh-huh.
if I lose on technical scripting part, sir. Even with the recorded
Right.
videos, like if I have worked for 15 continuous days, I'll be losing on technical scripting, right? Even the recorded
Right.
sessions. Then how do I go about it, sir? Do I
Now,
get
for
recorded
example,
videos for only technical scripting? Or...
so that's what, see, in such exceptions where you're not able to join for working professionals, they won't be able to join for more than a week. They have to intimate either call or WhatsApp that I will be not there. So on his portal, rather than uploading TCL videos, I will hold it. Once you are available, I will again upload it.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, actually, we already enrolled, but we did not get any credentials.
No issues. See, what happens is we will be today adding into the group, and since you have not got the credentials, have you filled the course and all form?
No, which form?
Course
Enrollment
and
form
all
is there,
form.
no, that one. No, enrollment form like that it is there. That one we filled, not
Okay, when you
course.
have enrolled for the course?
I think 3 days back.
Okay, fine. I will just check and revert
Paid
you back.
5, yeah, paid
Even just
5,000.
WhatsApp number, right? Just share me your mail ID. We will do. Mostly, what happens is all the 90% or 90 to 95% candidates has got. In case there is some any confusion with respect to my backend team, I will look into it. You can share your email ID to my WhatsApp number. This is the number I have already shared into the
Okay.
notes.
Oh, okay, sure.
One more query I have. For the basic, the trainers will be from industry, right? And how many years of experience they will be having?
As I said, even for the basics or the mains training, we make sure that the trainers are at least plus 7 years experience.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So we will wind up the session over here, and it's not like only in the session. Any queries you have, even offline candidates can note down the number, reach out to me for all the doubts you have, and then if you're okay with all the things, you can enroll for the course before 25th. Okay, sure. Thank you all.